They got nothing else to think about but Capo. I did a lot for them in their life, you heard? Both of them. Pause though, get off of my dirt. There's only space on there for baby girl, man. Come on, man. Tugging on my shit like that.
I didn't think it'd be a big deal because you make up with every that put hands on you.
Jimmy Jones.
Jim Jones is coming for 50 Cent after the king of trolling dragged up those infamous Fed tie rumors following Jim's feud with his old Dipset brother. Cam got upset, and 50 decided to jump in and stir things up. Let's just say he went there, digging up those old Fed tie rumors from Tekashi 6ix9ine's trial and throwing some petty jabs about Cam's diss for good measure. But Jim's not here for the games, he's firing back, taking to Instagram with shady captions, showing off in the gym like he's ready for war, and even teasing what looks like a diss track aimed straight at 50. Fans are eating up every second of it, with some wondering if this will just be another rap beef or if it's about to explode into something way bigger. Between the Fed tie accusations and the Harlem on Harlem shade, this is shaping up to be a serious showdown. Things are getting messy, so let's unpack. Now, if you're out of the loop on how all this drama started, it ties back to a conversation between 50 Cent and Cam'ron in December 2024 on Cam's Talk with Flea podcast. The two revisited their infamous feud from the late 2000s. The beef between 50 Cent and Dipset has been chaotic from the jump, but things really heated up in 2007 when 50 brought Jim Jones and Joel Santana on stage at the G-Unit show while Dipset was already dealing with internal drama. Cam'ron opened up about it on his podcast, saying he felt disrespected by the move, especially since he was trying to keep the group together at the time. Meanwhile, 50 admitted he pulled the stunt just to cause trouble, and it worked, eventually contributing to Dipset's breakup. Recalling the moment, 50 said that he wasn't even sure if Jim would go for it, but he decided to take the shot anyway.
So when me and you were battling during our music thing, you got members of Dipset to come to your show. And I'm like, so I'm sitting there like,
yeah, that was
it's just kind of smoke. Cause I wouldn't have thought about reaching out to Yayo or Lloyd Banks. I'm like, he's going public with this?
I'm like, yo.
What was your thought process behind saying, yo, you know what? Songs. What was how did this work?
Let me say this. Look,
how'd it go?
I was there. I'm in your horse and carriage video. I'm in the pool.
What? You know what? You told me this.
Your horse and carriage video.
You told me this before.
I was in the pool in the horse and carriage.
Wow, that's crazy.
So if you look, like when everybody's there.
Right.
Jimmy was not a rapper then.
Right.
He was your man, like on the side, like in the side, just he was not a rapper at all.
Right.
So when Ballin' took place, and I'm looking and I'm going, oh, he having a moment. That's the Lloyd Banks. It's Lloyd Banks thing. He wanted that. He was watching them be that, like Mace be that, and Cam be that, and looked at, and it was finally he had one.
Mm-hmm.
And I just looked, and I knew I just took the shot, Murder, to see, because I wasn't sure he was gonna go for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, we like Jimmy better than you anyway, Cam. Then you gotta watch to see how he responds. And then when you see, he like, oh, you really like that. Hey, give me this, give me Jimmy. Yeah, tell him we want you at the show, Jimmy. Yeah, but that was one of those things I just threw it out and see what. And then when he bit to it because it was like he was having a moment that not sure that was going to ever happen again.
In hindsight, Cam admitted the move was smart, devious, and a total checkmate moment. Jim Jones, however, wasn't feeling how his name got dragged into the conversation. He clapped back on Justin LeBoy's podcast, basically telling Cam and 50 to stop mentioning him.
Oh my. Them niggas ain't got nothing else to think about but Capo. I did a lot for them in their life, you heard? Both of them. pause though. Get off my dick. Yeah. There's only space on there for baby girl, man. Yo, shit, come on, man. Tugging on my shit like that.
He was trying to hold Dipset together, saying Cam wasn't running anything and couldn't control him. Jim Jones had plenty to spill about how Dipset came together. He shared that he grew up with Maze and Cameron, and at different points, both of them even stayed at his grandmother's house. But once Maze got his big break with Bad Boy Records, things got messy. According to Jim, Maze started treating Cam poorly, which stirred up tension between them. Jim Jones said Cam loved Maze back in the day and would do anything to make sure he was straight and taken care of, including helping him chase his rap dreams. However, like in most cases with fame and fortune, money got in the way of their friendship, and Jones said Maze switched up. Despite their apparent issues in the past, Maze and Cameron have since put things behind them and reunited to make money together through their sports and entertainment talk show It Is What It Is. Discussing their reunion, Jim said he was not surprised when Maze and Cam became close friends again. Jimmy stood by his decision to join 50 on stage, saying it wasn't about any beef, it was about riding the momentum of his hit song We Fly High, Bowlin'. For him, it was all business, and he wasn't about to let anyone block his shine. He even threw shade at G-Unit, saying their fashion game was weak. But performing in front of thousands of people in New York was an opportunity he wasn't going to pass up. He accused Cam of trying to hold him back and brought up the infamous 2007 argument between Cam and 50 on Angie Martinez's Hot 97 show. At the time, 50 was promoting his album Curtis, and Angie asked fans to call in. When Cam joined the conversation, things got heated after 50 called Koch Records a graveyard. The two argued over label stats, with Cam claiming Coke artists were outselling G-Unit's roster. As the back and forth escalated, Angie had to cut the conversation short due to Cam swearing on air. Reflecting on it during his interview with Justin LaBoy, Jim called the argument childish and said he didn't even understand why Cam started
He
it.
didn't think nothing, he could pull nothing together. He couldn't do nothing with me, he couldn't tell me nothing. But let's not get this twisted, like, nobody could tell me nothing. I was my own boss. I did what I did as a soldier, because I was a soldier. You heard? I had the soldiers. Didn't tell me nothing. You heard? I did what I wanted to do. I seen it wasn't going right, so I started doing what Jim Jones needed to do for Jim Jones, because that was supposed to be the Don wasn't taking care of the capo. Started feeling like the Gotti movie, you heard?
But what was the point where you realized I'm gonna have to do what I gotta do? Because
I mean,
it was definitely the last straw.
It's not even in my memory. Like, yo, that was the last straw, but it was just the sequence of the way things was going, and then it came to a point where I had to worry about who Jim Jones was moving forward. Then I was worried about anybody else, because nobody else was worried about me. I got to a point where I became famous too. There was a point where all the famous people know me. Then after that, it was like, I'm just as famous as all the famous people. I can't do what I used to do for you. You heard? Somebody got to do that for me right now, because I'm super lit. You heard? But I put my life on the line for all of you know, and everybody knew that. But wasn't doing the same thing in return.
Jim's interview sparked an explosive rant from Cam on his It Is What It Is podcast, and he did not hold back. He questioned Jim's Harlem roots, called out his leadership in Dipset, and even said Jim used to be a fan who was begging to be around him. Cam didn't stop there. He posted clips of Jim admitting Maze taught him how to rap and shaded some of the claims Jim's been making lately. According to Cam, he wasn't planning to address anything until Jim accused him of duck riding. That's when Cam decided to air it all out.
I felt that was childish. That wasn't, like, you don't press no real buttons, and you're not about to come outside when it's time to really get active. So how dare you do some weak shit like that that really didn't hold no merit? Like, you start going crazy over Koch, over a white man that been us since we got signed there, and whatever backdoor deals you had with him serves you more advantageous than it served me. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, so when that went on, I was like, that was kind of weak. That was corny, because at that time, there was no real beef. We was just the most powerful groups of individuals that's running New York at the same time. So in my mind, I was like, it's more advantageous for us to try to figure out how us to start to move and do tours and really go crazy and figure out, because that we were sizzling, but this it was on Mars. These wasn't doing regular. They wasn't these doing arenas every night. We doing clubs every night. We got the city and the urban communities on fire and shit like that. In my mind, I see an opportunity for us to really start. You heard? Like, we had all the power and shit like that. My mind ran different and shit like that. So when he did that, I'm like, damn, I all that up. You heard? And then it was like, now you want to start a beef with these over what?
Cam didn't stop there. He kept going, calling Jim weak and saying he always made up with people who had physically put their hands on him. He even name-dropped people like C. Gutter, True Life, and Maniz, saying Jim patched things up with them after things got physical. But Cam pointed out that Jim doesn't show the same kind of grace to his true friends.
From Harlem, I did not grow up with you. I did not grow up with you. Contrary to what you believe, I did not grow up with you. You are from the Bronx. Did your grandmother live? Did your grandmother live in Harlem? Yes. Did you come see her? Yes. Did I see you time to time? Yes. I did not grow up with you. You talk about dick ride now. That's where this all. I would have left you alone. I would have left the old shit alone. But listen, dick ride. Do you remember how we met? Pause. Not met. How you got cool with us? This is how this started. I want y'all to go Google Cameron 1995 freestyle.
Pretending to panic with a 44 Charlie honey, and now I make Gotti money. Just wanna be cool, but couldn't piss in my potty woman. And it's not my nigga, your daughter. In order, bucket of slaughter, running cops, like a reporter, sweating buckets of water. I got the jack running off. It's like looking for a spot. It's like fraud tonight. The body shit was don't make it a habit, G, or I'ma extinguish two in your cavity.
You was a fan. You begged us. You are a fan. A fan. We didn't grow up with you. I am from 140th and Lenox. I am from NFL. Up the block was 40 Wolves. Lou Simpsons, I'm on 142nd Cross Square. D. Ferg on number 8th Avenue. I don't see you around none of this. Shout out to what's the Final Four billion number you started? You're not from none of that. So you can sit around and act like you've been around all this Harlem and everything. You ever see somebody from Harlem try to act like they from Harlem so bad that you got to keep saying, I'm from Harlem? From Harlem, know who's from Harlem. You don't have to keep saying you from Harlem. So that's first and foremost. All this is on your account. You were fanned out and you begged us to come to your house after you heard all these mixtapes. That's how you got in.